Wow, that looks so cool. Geez, I'm hearing all kinds of noise. Get me on edge a little bit. Alright friends, we stopped at a Quick Trip, got a bundle of firewood and some water, and we are only 10 minutes away from our destination, so we will get there before dark, which is awesome. All right, friends, we made it. This is really the only spot. It's kind of in the parking lot here, but it's kind of the only spot I could really find with fire pit, picnic table. So hopefully we're okay and we don't get bothered too much. Oh, the back's hard to reach. All right, definitely still got some cleaning to do in here. I still got the wood in here and all that. Mainly because I'm not really 100% sure if this is like a camp spot. There's a fire pit out here and a picnic table. But I'm not going to like set all my stuff up out there because it kind of looks like a parking lot. But real quick story before we get out there. And I'm going to tell you this so you can learn from my mistake. It's kind of a no-brainer anyways. So I'm a little embarrassed to even tell you guys. But last weekend I was out camping with the family at a place in Iowa called Spook Cave. Really, really cool campground. If you're ever in northeast Iowa camping, try to get a spot at Spook Cave, Site 108, but it's normally booked like forever. There was a cancellation and we just happened to, slide into that spot because of the cancellation. But amazing. Anyhow, they have a lake there as well, and there's a little beach, swimming beach. Lauren and the kids were out in the water, and I was being a bum on the beach. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be a bum on the beach. I'm going to go out with the family in the water, and so we can all just enjoy ourselves. So I was smart, and I'm like taking my phone out, putting it next to the towel. Don't want to get my phone in the water. Totally spacing the fact that my wallet and my keys for my truck were still in my pockets. Went right down in that water. And then, honestly, I was in there for quite some time. And it wasn't until I was literally coming out of the water, I realized my wallet was still in my pocket. So I didn't really have a whole lot of cash, just 3 $5 bills in there. and then all the cards, which are plastic, which were fine, but I have a Class A driver's license, so I have to have a Fed Med card, medical examiner's card in there. Thankfully, that didn't, like, none of the ink leached out because I need that. But my key fob for my truck wouldn't work anymore. So that was kind of crummy. I'm like, no big deal. I'll just get a new key fob. And I knew they probably wouldn't be super cheap, but had to go to Chrysler to get it. And they have to program it to the truck, which I knew all that. I just have never had to do it, so I didn't know what the price was. All said and done, to get one new key fob, $268. So, if you learn anything from me, don't get in the water with your key fob. Let's go check this rock out. What? Yeah.
I'm your cousin.
Oh, hello, cousin. I just ran into my cousin. Small world. Okay, so this is just pretty cool here. A little crevice in the rock. Ooh, it's nice and cool in here too. That's kind of how close it is to my head. So beautiful, wow. So look at this over here. Bunch of camping sites. There is sites. We'll walk down and I'll show you. It's not like we got anything else to do. Kelly, if you end up watching this, it was nice seeing you. And you're right, it is a small world. I'm surprised you even recognized me. Like normal, everywhere this year, it is very wet. And yes, now after being out here, yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to drive a vehicle from that access point out there into here. This is a walk-in camping scenario. Now over on the other side where I'm parked, I don't know for sure if I'm supposed to do that overnight or not. So I'll definitely be respectful and not make a mess, not set everything up like I own the place. And if worst case scenario, I'll just get that dreaded knock saying I can't stay here. But I definitely want to show you all how cool this is. So the weeds are kind of high here right now. And that's because it's so darn wet, they can't mow it. See, they kind of stop mowing right here. But check out these campsites. Is this not just awesome to bring a tent in, or like an enclosed cot or hammock with, there's no trees, but you can definitely buy framework to have like a freestanding hammock to tent in, camp in. So there's a site there, definitely a site there, and then another site way down there, and then way over there is that tent that's already set up. Fire pits here. I was just kind of looking up at the rock to see if there's any smoke staining from people having fires. People have definitely had fires in it right here, so definitely hangs way over. Depending on which direction the rain's coming in, you could definitely get shelter from the rain. So cool. I'd put my tent like right there, looking out over into that like overgrown pasture with that nice rock behind you. All right, we got a huge family up here. on the bridge, so I'm going to sneak by that without the camera on it. Actually, we're just going to sneak over here. Some more of the rock cliffs. I'm just going to go check out this other campsite here. This campsite would be amazing. So what do you guys think? For places like this, I mean, look at that. And then you got a campsite right here. Like looking out through a textbook southwest Wisconsin valley with a couple farms out there, a couple bluffs in the distance, nice trees. So for places like this, would you guys be against me getting an enclosed cot or even like a hammock with its own stand in case there's not trees? Yes, I could just use a small tent, but I like being a little different, you know? It'd be a little different to use like a little hammock. Although if it's raining, it'd suck to be stuck in the hammock or in the cot the whole time. If it's supposed to be good weather like tonight, and if I had a cot that was screened in with a little rain fly to go over it, or a hammock tent that I could set up out here, I totally would. All right, let's go back on the other side because I think there's a bridge. You got to go back through the tunnel, and then I think there's a bridge. You can go up on top of that. So let's go ahead and do that. I feel bad because I feel like I'm kind of intruding on their campsite here, but it's kind of the only way to get back to this bridge. Yep, mosquitoes are getting really bad. I'm pretty sure I have smeared them all over the back of my head, which probably looks terrible. So one last look that way. And I mean, these sites over here are just so gorgeous. Okay, now there's finally not people here. This is a very busy place, and understandably, it's beautiful. Look at those big old trees coming out of that. Wow. Yeah, Lauren was right. This place is gorgeous. Of course, as always on camera, you can't really see the scale of that, but I would say that is 50 to 60 feet up to there. Probably 60. I'd say 60 feet. Now that's lower right there. That's probably 30 feet right there. But then it goes up a lot higher up there. So this is a little town, a little unincorporated town called Rock Bridge. Oh yeah, I can see some of the steps right up there. It's pretty late in the evening. It was very hot today. It's still probably about 80, maybe low 80s. And I'm winded from those steps. I'm blaming the rain this year. I haven't been able to mountain bike as much this year because a lot of the trails have been closed because they're always wet. And for those of you with families, just so you know what else is here, we're pretty much at the far end of the park now. We're back down off the rock. We do have a pit toilet, his and her side pit toilet, and we do have a very small, older playground, but there is swings and one little sawhorse thingy. Friends, see what I mean about the mosquitoes this year? That's just from the trip here. Got us a creek right here. If only there wasn't some little rocks that the water could be like babbling over. That would just be the icing on the cake. All right, friends. Just got a quick, easy little meal for today. We got some hot dogs and some buns. This is from a local locker. Just some smoked, really delicious smoked hot dogs. And then I got a homemade muffin from Lauren, and it's a healthy. I mean, as healthy as a muffin can get. It's got applesauce. It's made with applesauce, oatmeal, and some dark chocolate chips. I didn't think to grab something to stick my hot dogs on. I might run over to that fallen tree quick, maybe borrow a branch off of that. All right, got a stick. Hopefully those little ends are strong enough to hold the hot dogs. There's some lichens on the branches. Hopefully that don't make me sick. Yeah, I can't worry about that stuff. Geez, hot dogs are kind of hard. They're like, oh, mosquitoes getting me. Hopefully the stick don't break off in the hot dog. God darn it. These mosquitoes are just doing a number on me here. I'll get my little buns ready. I so feel like these hot dogs are going to break the sticks off into the fire. We'll see. Sounds like a bird. Sounds like a bird yelling at me. Not the most ideal little stick I'm using here. You can hear something walking around in the weeds over there. Can't see nothing though. That might not be a bird. I don't know what it is. Nothing big, I don't think. You guys hear that? There's something over there. Not far away either. I'm only about 15 feet from the tall weeds though. I can't. It's definitely on the other side of that little creek. Geez, I'm hearing all kinds of noise. Get me on edge a little bit. Friends, I lost a dog. That's still edible. I'll just rinse it off with some water. Just try not to cook them too fast. I want the middles to warm up because since they're from a meat locker, they're not pre-cooked. All right, I'm getting freaked out. And this is not just for the camera. And it's definitely not a bird. I don't know what that is. But it just broke sticks right across the creek. And it sounds like a bird though, but what bird would be running through the weeds and breaking sticks. All right, friends, I'm pretty sure this one's done. It's going to be done. Do you hear that, guys? So the creek's right down in front of me here. I can't really see anything. It's just more tall weeds on the other side. It's not a bird though, I don't think. Or there's a bird that's being like disrupted by whatever bigger creatures over there. If you guys know what that is, let me know in the comments. These hot dogs are really good. Really good. I've had hot dogs from this meat locker before. It's Holman Meat Locker. Holman Meat Locker out of Holman, Wisconsin. But I haven't had this particular flavor. My dad actually got them and gave us a package to try. So it's the first time I'm trying this. It's a smoked. It's like a smoked or twice smoked hot dog. I was a little startled earlier because there was like some pretty decent little twigs just across the creek that were breaking. I thought maybe it was going to jump across the creek. Smelling my hot dogs or something. Wind's kind of shifting from that way to that way, right towards it. So whatever it is, I guarantee it can smell my hot dog. I don't know. Maybe it's a screech owl, friends. I guess I've never heard one. Or if I have, I didn't know it was that, but kind of sounds like a screech owl. It has like a bird tone to it, but it's also might not be. If it is a bird, I bet it's a screech owl. Which if it's trying to catch little mice or rodents or something coming down, I could see where it could break some twigs. Maybe that's it. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? I hope you can hear that. We do have screech owls here. So just in the last 15 minutes or so, the wind has picked up and a whole bunch of humidity has left and it's much cooler. It feels so good right now. I just hope that doesn't mean it's blowing in a weather system. I was potentially going to try and check out some local mountain biking trails. Ooh, mosquito. Tomorrow, but if it rains tonight, that'll be a no-go. Pretty much been the story of this year, though. Oh, that was good. I'm glad I was able to save this other one that fell in. It just fell on top of one of the woods on one of the logs that wasn't burning yet, so I'm not too worried about it. Well, now that I think that that's a screech owl, whether I probably am wrong, but at least that I think that it's a good possibility that that could be a screech owl, I'm not as on edge. Not that I'm worried there's anything here that can like eat me or anything, or even really, like maul me. There has been sightings, super rare sightings of mountain lion in this area. You could probably count the amount of sightings, like confirmed sightings though, on one hand. There are bear, and every year there seems to be getting more and more bear here, but they are also this far south in Wisconsin. I personally have only seen 2 in my entire life. And one was up a tree at a golf course. Both times I was driving and there was just a bunch of people pulled over. And one was up a tree at our local golf course, which I didn't actually see that one. I just seen the tree that everyone was looking at and pointing at. And then I saw a bear up in a field, like grazing or whatever, looking for stuff in a field alongside a road as well, pretty far away. Tons of other cars pulled over watching it. because we just don't see them here. Now you had even just 2 hours north, and they get way more common. And then the further north you go, the more and more common. But pretty much down here, we got, as far as predators, we got coyotes, the extremely rare occasional wolf, and the wolves here are pretty small. But mainly it's coyotes, and we have lynx, which I thought maybe that was a lynx, but I don't think so. Lynx can make weird noises though, and so can fox. Fox can make weird noises too, but as far as large predators, coyote and lynx and fox are really our biggest ones, I would say. Beyond that, we just got raccoons, which, moral of the story is I wasn't like scared for my life, but it's also, I got this light shining on me because I'm filming, so I can't see anything beyond that light, just very faintly if I look really close, and I just don't want to be startled by... Okay, there is something. I just heard something get into the creek. I heard something go boop into the creek. It didn't sound like anything big. I mean, it was either a small foot like bloop flopping in, or could have been literally a frog jumping in. I just heard something go in the creek. All right, friends, there's the hot dog. I know, it's so plain. I don't have any condiments with me. Ooh, that smoke comes right at me and gets right in my eyes. I kind of like it though, because it's keeping the bugs off me. So I bet in reality, what's going on, which I got all up in arms over, which it never hurts to be aware of your surroundings. But I bet there's a screech owl over there flying around, and all the rabbits, rats, mice, voles are like not happy and like running all around, trying not to get got, basically. Then for a little dessert, we got the muffin. I'm sorry, friends. I'm not even looking at the camera. This light is so bright, I can't even see the camera. There we go. I'm going to shut my little porch light off out here. And we'll come on in. No electric here, so got the lights running off my Blue Eddy. Like I've said in one of the past videos, there's a full-size bed up above the cab, but I have not a great back, and this mattress is terrible. I find it more comfortable for myself to sleep on the dinette, which I just keep always in bed mode. I kind of use up here above the cab as like storage for all the stuff I don't want in my way. And even when the top's down, there's still that much room on top of the mattress just to store stuff. I'll eventually get a nicer mattress for up there because I do want to use it, but I still do some stealth camping. Stealth, I mean, I have a camper in the back of the truck, so it's not that stealthy, but if I stay at a Walmart or Tractor Supply or anywhere like that, I keep the top down. It's a little less conspicuous. Also, this is just canvas, right? So really, with a pop-up, if someone really wanted in here and you had the top popped, they could simply just cut your canvas. But they cannot do that with it down. So if I'm staying in an area where I want to be super secure, safe, and kind of stealthy, I mean, some people might question if someone's actually staying in it if the top's down, then I just leave the top down, because then it's all secure, locked. All the canvas is on the inside, no one can cut it. But with that being said, friends, I'm going to call her a night. We're going to wake up tomorrow. The adventure won't be over. We got more stuff planned for tomorrow, so stick with me. and we'll see you in the morning. Morning, friends. Just getting ready here. Got my teeth brushed, change of clothes. Looks to be an overcast day. 75 degrees outside already, which is, oof. Probably going to be a warm one then. 69 inside here. So I'm going to finish getting ready here, and we're going to see if there's any cool little coffee shops we can go visit quick, and then try to find a bike trail. So friends, as I laid down in bed last night, I looked up screech owl, and from what I can tell is the sound we were hearing last night was not a screech owl, but was an owl. It looked to me like it's the barn owl, and that was confirmed this morning, early this morning at about 2 a.m. It got super, super close. It sounded so loud. I opened up the window. I opened up the curtains to look out the window. And right on the top of that swing, right on the end, sure enough, big old owl making that noise. Tried getting my phone out. I looked away from outside the window for 4 seconds to grab my phone to try to get a picture for you guys. Looked back up, owl's gone. Could still hear it. Sounded like it had maybe moved to the roof of that covered picnic area, but with the way that yard light is, you couldn't see it, so I couldn't get a picture of it. But you could see it really good when it was on the end of that swing. I tried, but I will confirm that was an owl. I don't remember that little tree hanging down. I don't know. Maybe I'll see in the clips that the tree was hanging down. But if it wasn't, and that's a new thing, I bet that owl tried landing on it and bent it down. Because with the research I did last night, when they make that screeching sound like that, the barn owls, it's a juvenile barn owl. So it's probably still got a lot to learn. Ooh. You're supposed to go up that way? Oh. All right. I'll just climb that for no reason. I'm gonna look at Trail Forks quick. Trail Forks said this was the recommended direction. Well, according to Trail Forks, we got to go up further. But it doesn't look like anyone ever goes up there. So we'll see what we can get into. Whew. They built this hill for e-bikes for sure. But you also can't have e-bikes on this trail. So I don't know. Whew, there's this, which is probably why no one rides up here anymore. Trying to figure out if going down and around is better than up and around. I think it is. No doubt adds to the adventure. Luckily my bike is less than 30 pounds, so That helps a lot. It's not a very cheap endeavor though, to get a bike to weigh less than 30 pounds. But times like this, it pays off. So there's a trail there. There's a trail there, sign says do not enter. Trail there, sign says do not enter. Boy, you really would have had to have been a just cardio monster to climb this hill. Cool thing is, with how hard it was to get up here, we're probably the only ones to ride it in a while. Gosh, dang. Well, looks like we finally made her to the top. More trees down. I think this trail system's just been forgotten, unfortunately. I don't think anyone maintains it anymore. Tough spots. We'll go as far as we can though, at least. There's supposed to be a lookout somewhere, which was way down there. But every direction says do not enter, one way. So it almost kind of forces you to go this way. But I don't know, I might just go the wrong way on some of them. It doesn't look like there's too many people here, to be honest. And by that, I'm very, very certain I'm the only one in this whole trail system, because it looks pretty okay. Wow, this is a cool spot. This is a real cool spot. This looks very much forgotten. This is seems to be a forgotten trail system, or I don't know what the deal is. The bottom half of the trail system definitely seemed to be way more maintained. That was a really cool little fun section though. Constantly getting slapped with who knows what kind of weed in your legs isn't my favorite thing. Probably end up with blisters all over. Definitely getting hooked by thorns. I know that there's been a volunteer shortage this year. I'm not sure why. I'm even guilty of it. I've just been so busy with the family. And you can't just rely on just a few people to take care of these trails. I shouldn't say that. You can't expect one or two people. I just ran into the biggest cobweb. Oh, well, that was fun. There we go, friends. We're back at that big tree. Yeah, I'm going down that other one. There's no one else on the trail. I guarantee it. it's way too hard to get up here, and there's supposedly a lookout down this other trail, so I guess if somebody sees this and gets mad at me, so be it. Scenic Overlook, this way it says. That's definitely rollable, but I've never been here before. Alright friends, so that is definitely a rollable feature, very rollable. Very rollable, however, I've not been here before, so I didn't know if it was rollable, and I stopped beforehand, and once you stop something like that, you just better walk it. There was another just massive cobweb. I don't like that. I don't like spiders. And all I can think about is now there's a spider crawling on me somewhere, maybe. And they're always right at face level. Come on, spiders. I don't know if the GoPro will pick that up, but there's part of it that I didn't hit. It's not very scenic though, because you can't really see anything. It's all overgrown. Let's just imagine the amazing views. It was fun getting down here. That's a super nice bridge built down there across the trail. And maybe that section down there is still more maintained. I don't know. So we actually want to go down that one. Arrow points the other way though. So confusing. I think mountain bike is such a cool way to explore woods though. It's fun, you get some exercise out of it. Oh, caught a little air. Oh, that was an awesome section. Oh, that's that Scenic Overlook rock we were just at. So that little trail went around and right down to where we're at now. And this should go over to that bridge we seen. I'm just speculating, I don't know if it does. Yeah, it does. Wow, that looks so cool. Bike, but I definitely... Well, there's some bike tracks. Somebody's ridden this section recently. Yes, see, this bottom half of the trail system definitely gets maintained. I've had no issues down here. That's freshly sawn. Honestly, that's probably the bike tracks I saw was probably a volunteer that biked up here with a small chainsaw, got that tree out of here. That was another fun section. Oh, I better take a picture of that tree for Lauren. She likes mushrooms. All right, back at the truck, right down there by that sign. That's where we went in, went up into that hill there. We biked all that over, well, over to like right there, and then back, made a big loop, kind of went up, climbed way up to the top there, went across the top, then kind of went back and forth down through there, back over. I'll look to see, let me look real quick to see how many mile ride that was. I don't think it would be a high mileage ride. I'd be surprised if it was. I'll be surprised if we hit 5 miles. Yeah, so that was just over 4 miles, 4.2 miles, 618 feet of elevation gain, but just lots of weeds, lots of down trees, and the elevation that was gained was always pretty steep, so it was still a good workout, good ride, and I loved having you guys with me. We experienced this trail system for the first time together, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna get this gear off, try to get cooled off, get some water in me, and I think that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. As always, friends, thank you for watching. I love hearing from you in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.